Okay, guys, today I'm wanting to discuss the paleo diet female myth. And there's a way I'm wording it this way. You might notice that the human diet, something that's being pushed lately, is the fact that meat is good for you, sugar is bad for you, all these kind of things. And the fact is, fructose is good for all the cells in your body. Your mind runs exclusively on fructose, which is sugar. Your body runs on it can sustain itself only on starch and sugar. That's how your body runs the most efficiently. You need calories. So there's all these diet plans coming out, being pushed onto the public, saying that calories are bad, sugar is bad, meat's good, oil is good, and it kind of makes you wonder where these are coming from. With the I Quit Sugar fad, you might notice something. Zoe Williams, Sarah Wilson, and Davina McCall are all part of the culprits of that. You might notice that a pattern here. The paleo diet myth. This is brought about by Dr. Lauren Cordain. I don't know how to say her last name, whatever. The thing that you'll notice about this is these diets are pressed into society by females trying to say that these are healthy diets. And I'm always talking on my sites about stupid, smart people. Now, this is a doctor saying that the paleo diet is good. And they'll talk about how the humans used to eat and how that was the healthy way to eat. Well, if it was the healthy way to eat, then why did humans at that time die before the age of 34? That's something you need to ask yourself. If we didn't have the medical field that we have right now, if we ate the way they ate then, but with the advances in society that we have now, the prevalence of eating of meat with chemical-laden problems, our lifespan would be less than 30 years. Now, the thing that I'd point out about this is humans are genetically designed, predisposed to evolve in this way. Men have always been evolved to take care of women, and that's something that the MGTOW are trying to break through. But men have always went out and got the food for the family, taking care of the family, and women have always expected that. And women knew in prehistoric times that what would eventually happen is the man would die. And that typically happened within 5 years of procreation. So women have evolved to expect men to die and to move on and not really relish too much in the fact that their mate has died. And the thing that they're having problems with, and that you see over the centuries, is most wars have been started over women. And what we got now is, since the 1960s, you'll notice that the divorce rate has went up. You'll notice now that the divorce rate is about 50% of the people who marry right now divorce within 5 years. Within 7 years, almost all divorce. And this is not only a cultural problem, but it's a feminine problem. It's the way they are raised. It's not the way they were raised. It's the way they have evolved. They need that. If you stay with a woman, if you're with a woman, they'll start to make you feel uncomfortable after about 2 or 3 years of being with them. You'll want to move on. They want that, which is why you see a lot of gold digger women that are these, women hanging out with Hugh Hefner and people like that. That's why you'll see these women, because they have evolved to want a man to provide for them for only 5 years, and then they want to move on to another man. That's how they have evolved. And humans are genetically designed from years of evolution to be where we are now. What a man is a provider. What a woman is a user. You see, women have evolved to know their mate will die within 5 years of mating. So women have evolved to want that. We see our women are made because men aren't leaving. Women are mad because men aren't leaving within 5 years and or dying. You know, you might notice as well that in our current female laden time, our feminist laden time since the 1960s, that now the average marriage lasts about 5 to 7 years. So, and you'll notice that a lot of these diet myths that are pressed onto society are pressed onto society by females, trying to convince men that the healthy way to eat and the healthy way to live is the most unhealthy way. You might notice that most of the suicides are in society are caused by men, are from men. Most of the heart attacks are men. Most of the workplace related deaths are men. All these things are due to the society that we have evolved to be at now. And a lot of these myths are perpetrated by women, trying to convince men that this is the way you should be. If your brain runs exclusively on fructose and you convince yourself that you don't need sugar, that sugar is bad, you will have mental issues. You will have problems with psychological disorders. You won't be able to think clearly. You'll be typically, if what happens if you starve your body of calories and sugar, you will become depressed and you will be more likely to commit suicide. All these things are contributors to the problems that we have in society right now. And they're due to these stupid diets that people have. People have convinced themselves that sugar is the problem, that calories are why they're getting fat. Fat isn't making you fat. Fat's good for you. Sugar is the problem. And these are the problems that I have with the female myths that are being brought about. You'll notice that most of the books that come out about health and nutrition from doctors, even most of those will have to do with women. And most of the myths that they're pushing on society have to do with societies where men had an average lifespan of less than 35 years. And I don't think they even realize that that's what they're doing, but it is. That's what they want. They want a society where the men die early so they can move on to a new mate. And that's how they've evolved. And they just don't know anything different, which is why if you stay with a woman longer than 5 years, she'll start to go crazy. She wants to get the hell out of there. She wants you to leave. And that's what is happening in society right now. When you allow women to get the upper hand, which is where they've had it since the 1800s, when you allow them to get the upper hand in society, they will eventually want to take that upper hand and use it to distort society for their own gains. And that's what they're doing right now. The laws have been designed for them. The myth of trying to convince men to be in ketosis while they go running so that their body eats itself alive. If you're in ketosis, you actually burn muscle. Your body eats its own muscle. And you can't work out that way. You've actually hurt your body by working out in ketosis. But there's so many books that have came out now where people actually think that that's the healthy way to be, to work out in ketosis. And there's so many things that you can very easily point out that are factually incorrect to the human body. And you can show it. It's very easy to see. But these people have built it up in their mind that that's not the case. And it's sad to see that people will believe this stuff so wholeheartedly that they will kill themselves over it. Look at look at Mr. Atkins, Dr. Atkins, and the Atkins diet craze. People are still doing the Atkins diet, thinking it's healthy, eating nothing but bacon and meat and eggs and crap, just filling their body full of crap. He died of a heart attack, overweight. If you're going to listen to somebody on diet related issues, don't you think you might want to listen to somebody that's actually healthy? Somebody that actually knows what they're talking about? When you're looking at a pudgy woman or a pudgy man that's overweight, telling you how to eat and what's healthy, and they're saying that they're a doctor, but they're giving you diet advice that sounds questionable to the human development and the human psyche, you might want to question that and not just take it at face value. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the section below. Like I say, this video is entitled The Paleo Diet Female Myth, and there's a reason for that. Like I say, hope you guys will, if you got anything to discuss, you can leave it in the section below. And thanks for watching.